Season 1 for XDefiant is finally here, and today I got the new best settings for FPS, aim, movement, audio, and performance. If this video helps you, make sure to drop a like. We're aiming for 1,000. So let's hop into the first thing, which is going to be gameplay and UI. I do play on controller, field of view 120. I recommend 110 to 120. Don't go too low on this game. I feel like the higher, usually the better. ADS field of view on consistent. This is kind of like affected. Basically, you're going to have less visual recoil. ADS behavior on hold. Instant on. I like this aiming interrupts reload on. So basically, instead of having to YY or, swap your guns very quickly to cancel your reload, you can also just simply aim in and it will cancel your reload. Maybe it's not for everyone, but I do honestly enjoy this setting. Crouch behavior on toggle. Now, this is going to be very important because they nerfed the movement in this game, and you have it on hold. You're going to spam it very quickly and get the penalty, which is going to make your aim go all over the place. Toggle is going to be your best friend. Sprint behavior tap, auto sprint on. I feel like this helps your movement a lot. Put it on auto sprint. It's going to allow you to basically full sprint quicker instantly, which is going to help you move around the map. My threshold, I do have this on 10. I have gone lower as like 5, but sometimes it feels a little weird. So I recommend between 5 to 10, and that's going to be nice. Sprint interrupts reload. Make sure this is off. This is like when you run around, you're reloading, you're continuously reloading while you're sprinting around the map. It's obviously very effective to run away, reposition while reloading. So make sure this setting is off. Slide behavior on hold. I personally like hold more. If you like tap, if you're a tap person, you can tap, but hold just feels right. Auto reload weapon, obviously have it on. It automatically reloads your weapon. It's not a bad thing. Auto switch weapon, again, on. This is also not a bad thing sometimes. If you completely run out of ammo, switch to your secondary. This is just going to make things quicker for you. Auto grab ledge off. Walk behavior hold. Scoreboard behavior hold. Another thing that's really important, adjusting your HUD limits. Now, I talked about this previously. Heck, I might go to 0-0, but for now, I'm going to leave it 0-30. Basically, what this is going to do is put your HUD all closer. So your mini map, which is extremely important, probably one of the most, if not the most important thing in your screen, what you're looking at, other than obviously your enemies and aiming at your gun. The minimap gives you so much information, having your ammo, your weapon, everything just closer into the middle, so you don't have to look so far to get that information. So I have a 0-30, 0-25, something around here. You can even go 0-0 if you like. Damage numbers on. I love this setting. It's going to show you when you hit the headshot multiplier, how much damage you're necessarily doing at certain ranges. Enemy health bar, of course, on. Minimap rotation, don't turn that off. It's gonna be meters. FPS display, I just like seeing my FPS. As you can see, the top left corner. Ping display off, all this off. And this is gonna be a team composition overlay. People asking me, how do you have the names of the enemies and my allies on the sides? It shows your teammates, shows what faction they're running. This is the setting. Make sure it's on. Next, another very important thing, controller settings. I do use brawler flipped. Now, flipped is essentially switching your L1 and R1 to shoot. I do use brawler, which is equivalent to like tactical in Call of Duty. That is why I use brawler flipped. Aim assist standard. Now, I do use -2 aim assist strength and negative aim assist follow. -2. It just feels like sometimes the aim assist feels too strong in a weird way, where it messes your aim. Now, I didn't realize this at first. When I lowered this, I started to realize that I have more control of my aim when the aim assist isn't trying to drag it too much. So you could definitely do this 0 and -2, or you can do 0 if you feel comfortable. Now, you don't have to copy perfectly these settings, but I would really recommend you trying this, and maybe you'll like it more. I used to do -2 and 0, -2. Feels good. I recently went to -2. It feels good. So I've just been kind of using this. Aim response curve type, reverse S curve. It's kind of like dynamic on Call of Duty. Again, it's that slow to fast to slow down aim. Allows you to kind of snap on your opponents. Very good aim response curve type. In my opinion, probably the best one. I do play on 45. You can speed this up a little bit to maybe 50, but 45 has been feeling really nice, and for that reason I play on 1.0 ADS multiplier. If you were to go for some reason to up to 50, I would probably recommend you go down to like 0.9 probably, or if you go like the 55.9 ADS, but that is just an option I'm giving you guys. But you can copy and paste my settings here. ADS high zoom is 0.70. Left stick at 1 for my dead zone, so my aim is and my movement is very responsive. When I sprint, when I move, it's quick. Right stick, I have this on 3. Now, I don't really recommend you going higher than 5, because then you start to lose a little bit of control of your aim, but you don't necessarily need to go all the way down to 1, because it makes your aim very, very loose. I've noticed I like to have a happy medium between 3 to 4, and I feel like it feels loose where I can control it, but I still feel like it's not too loose where it's messing my aim. And then, of course, aim, acceleration, the speed multiplier. I have this on 1.5. I have tried 1.0. I liked it, but 1.5 in this game, I feel like you just need to be able to turn quickly, and 1.5 allows me to do that. I have controller vibration off. Next, for my audio settings, music main volume on 100, dialogue volume 69. That's basically the characters talking in game, which most of the time aren't too helpful. SFX volume, which is one of the most important, 100. UI volume 69, music volume 0, because music volume does not help you at all. There's no benefits to have music volume. And of course, the next very important thing, we're going to be talking about the video and graphics. Obviously, you want to have your display mode on full screen. Now, there is a glitch sometimes when you start the game and your FPS is bugged, right? It's kind of locked. A quick tip, if you just change from like window full screen back to full screen, it usually fixes it and unlocks the FPS bug. I don't think I've been getting it much anymore, but in case you are, just to know that. Obviously, make sure to on your right display resolution. I do have a 1440p monitor. Obviously, make sure it's on the right thing. Refresh rate, again, 240 hertz monitor, so make sure it's right. And you want to go down to these two. So this is basically going to help improve your frame, but you get a little bit input latency. I think that's never really a good thing. If you're okay with not getting some extra frames, I would have this off. If you feel like you're that bad, you need frames, then you can obviously try to turn this on and see how it feels. And then reduce latency. I had this off because again, this hurts your, even though it helps the latency, it helps it a little bit. It hurts your frames. And you know, I just have these both on off now. This makes sure it's just on at least. It doesn't necessarily have to be on boost, but I just have it on boost just like a placebo. As long as the setting is on, it's going to be good for you. Brightness 10, 11. Contrast is automatically on 15. DX12 render off. Then you go down, make sure VSync is obviously first put this on custom. Then you're going to want to make sure your VSync mode is on off. Frame rate limit on off as well. That way your frames don't get capped. Shadow quality low. Spot shadows low. Spot shadow resolution low. Contact shadows off. Resolution scale is on 100%. Sharpening all the way to 10. That's going to make your game look a lot more sharper, clear, which I like. Particle detail low. Volumetric fog low. Global reflection quality low. And you're going to notice a lot of these things are going to be a lower off because it helps with performance. And that's what you're aiming for at the end of the day, right? It's not necessarily the game's going to look okay or good no matter what. But if you can drop these settings to make you have more FPS and better performance, that's what we're going to aim for. Obviously, local off, vegetation quality low, subsurface off, ambient. This will hurt your FPS. Make sure this is on low. Object detail on 0. Extra streaming distance 0. As you can see, uses more memory. Lens flare off. And water quality low. Make sure chromatic is on off, not on. And then I have this on medium just for the quality to look a little bit better. But if you need frames, just put this on low and save. Next, there's still a couple things left. We're gonna go to language and your colorblind mode. I have this on Protanopia. Now, people ask me, you know, how is the enemies yellow? Why are the enemies yellow? Obviously, you can go to the default to make them red. I've tried this yellow, but this yellow is kind of like a greeny yellow. So I definitely like this one the most. So there's a couple reasons, right? This yellow makes your enemy more visible. It's easier to see the outline. It's easier just to spot them and see them. Obviously, yellow doesn't always trigger like enemy, but if once you get used to it, you understand they're the enemy. Obviously, red means like kill them. But overall, yellow just feels like even on the mini map, you know, when you see the yellow dots on the mini map, it just looks clear. Yellow overall is just easier to spot, see. It's sort of, to me and to most people, it's like the way to think it's an advantage. It is an advantage. It's a very slight one, but to me, it helps and I like it more. Flashbang effect. I do have this on dark. You know, when you get flashbanged, you know how your screen gets very white and it blinds you and it practically hurts your eyes. I did it the opposite where I put it on dark. It's very relaxing. The screen just goes dark. It is kind of weird to get used to at first as well, but eventually you're like, okay, I'm flashed, just waiting, and it doesn't hurt your eyes. And if you're wondering what my matchmaking settings are on, it's both on and on. Guys, if this setting video helped you out, make sure to drop a like. We're aiming for 1,000 likes this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can always catch me live at twitch.tv/apathy. Also, I officially have my own Ubisoft creator code in XDefiant, so make sure to put code apathy if you would like to support me some more. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.